What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze, we're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I'm going to be doing the tier list for the Mushoku Tensei collab characters. If you guys want to see the collaboration tier list as a whole, definitely make sure to check out the latest Sacred Treasure podcast, where we actually did talk about that for like the first bit of the podcast, kind of discussing like what collabs were going to be, you know, the best collabs versus like the worst collabs, and we talked about all collaborations in Grand Cross. So if you guys want to check that out, link in the description to the Sacred Treasure podcast. And with that out of the way, we're going to talk about the actual characters themselves, you know, ranking the characters versus each other, and we're going to be talking about it. So 1 being best, 4 being worst. Let's talk about the characters, and let's start with number 4 being Aerys. So Aerys, the reason why she is number 4 is because she is not a great character, guys. If you actually go to the game, we actually look at her passive right here. Her passive is going to be, for each applicable ally on the battlefield in PvE, increases those allies' attack related stats by 10% and damage dealt with single target attacks by 15%, but applicable allies only being strength attribute humans. So that's not really a lot of characters you got options for, right? It's not too many characters. In terms of the only things that I feel like Aerys is actually useful for in the game, is mainly just farming, right? I think Aerys is going to be a good farming character. In terms of what her Holy Relic's able to do, if we actually go to it right here, increases applicable allies damage dealt by 10% for each magic orb on Rudius. So her Holy Relic actually relies on you owning Rudius in the first place for it to actually be useful as well. So that's another kind of detriment to, you know, not Kizuna, for Aerys right there, which I think is definitely, you know, very, very sad for her. And another thing as well is that Kizuna does exist, and she is just a completely better character than this Aerys free-to-play unit. And so, you know, in terms of my ranking here and what I would give her, I would actually would give her the number 4 slot, as she's not going to be better than all the other characters in terms of viability and anything else, and she doesn't provide as much as the other characters do in terms of their kits as well. So Aerys, unfortunately, is going to be the worst character from the collaboration, but it's a given considering how restrictive she was, in that she pretty much needs to have characters that are red humans, and that is just way too restrictive, right? So yeah, moving on, guys, we do have the number 3 slot being Roxy. So Roxy is probably my favorite character from the collaboration, and the reason why I actually love Roxy so much is because she is such a cool character in the way she works. So for her passive here, applies a barrier equal to 200% of the hero's initial attack on unknown race allies at the start of the battle, and then applies the same barrier on unknown race allies again at the start of the ally's turn. Any allies who still have the same barrier at the start of the allies start of the turn have their attack related stats increased by 20% for 1 turn. So you get like kind of like an attack related bonus for your allies, and she can actually be really good. If you guys saw my showcase on Roxy in the PvE side of things, on the deer she is absolutely insane, and she probably will carry that over to the bird and possibly even Swollen Hottie as well. I'm still doing my testing there, but she is still really good because of the fact that she's able to give that 20% attack related stats, and as long as she is the one with the lowest HP and drawing the damage away, then the rest of the team can get the attack up and they can be really good, right? For a Holy Relic here, she's going to decrease damage taken for allies who received a barrier from the hero by 20%, so that's pretty good as well. And then another notable thing about Roxy is that her ultimate here actually has a brand new ultimate effect where it decreases all stats except basic stats by 30% up to 160 something percent, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which is absolutely insane. So, you know, the fact that she's able to do that as well, I think is really strong. And yeah, that's pretty much her kit. And the reason why I'm ranking her in the number 3 spot is because you know, Elaine and Rudius unfortunately are just a lot better than her, and Roxy only really has the PvE side of the game, whereas I mean, Elaine only has PvP, but she shines really well in it, right? So that's just one thing I want to, you know, make note. But Roxy is only a PvE character really, because PvP is not a great scenario for her, as we have, you know, Aerys Commandment, Rimuru, a lot of, you know, buff removal type effects in PvP that can really just stop the shield and stop the whole point of Roxy being like a, you know, a shield support. So yeah, I think unfortunately for her, she will be the number 3 or the number 3 slot for the Mushoku Tensei collaboration. Moving on, guys, we have Elaine in the number 2 slot, and then obviously Rudius going in the number 1 slot. And the reason why this is my ranking for the number 2, number 1 is because Elaine is mainly a PvP character, which I see as, it's a good thing, right? You know, because obviously we want more strong PvP characters, but the main other thing is that she's restricted to PvP, right? The passive restricted to PvP, the increased basic stats is restricted to PvP. If she could have had this in PvE maybe, then she actually would have had a place, I would say, in terms of being able to be run on demonic beast battles and actually be a strong option on those demonic beast battles. You know, other than that, I think she's gonna be a really strong PvP character. She's gonna last a while as well because Unknown is such a strong team. You know, she has the marking ability where the highest CC character gets marked and they have to attack Elaine, which is a really strong way to kind of, you know, force the meta into attacking into her, right? You know, Purgatory Melee, highest CC, one of the highest CC characters in the game, Ultimate Esnor, same thing with him, Mael. All those characters will be forced to attack into Elaine, and if you have like a red Tarmiel link on her, she's gonna be really strong, right? So that's part of it. So you know, she marks the enemy. She increases her damage dealt by 40% when attacking the marked enemy, and the marked enemy's attack related stats decrease by 30%. She gains the basic stats for each unknown race ally. So, you know, it is a fairly good kit, and I think it will last fairly long in PvP considering how strong Unknown is. You know, with like the Nanashi Holy Relic, you know, you got like Fest Merlin, you got Echidna, like a lot of the team is really strong, and so she's going to be a long time aging PvP character in my opinion, you know, because of the mark and because of her stats as well. Like her stats are actually really good. I don't have like outfits or anything like that, so I can't see like her max CC and all of that, but she is still a really good option. And then obviously her Holy Relic here increases the hero's damage dealt with single target attacks by 20% every time the hero uses a single target attack, which is really good, kind of like a Trader Melee type build up effect. And then another notable thing about her kit is that on her second skill here, she has cancel stance rank 1, which is very useful. I've had times in PvP where I had to attack into a Queen DN, they re-put up a stance, I had a rank 1 cancel stance, boom, gone. Or, you know, I'm attacking into a Chandler, boom, gone. Like, this is such a valuable effect being on the rank 1 skill that I think, you know, Elaine definitely deserves the number 2 slot on the actual tier list right there, man. And the reason why I would give Rudius the number 1 slot is because he's the most versatile character on this list. He's able to be used in PvP and he does fairly well. He's able to be used in PvE and does very well. And I think overall his kit is going to be probably the longest aging one, if we're being realistic. I mean, we obviously have to think about like what's coming in the future, right? We have Anniversary with the, you know, possible Sacred Treasure Bond or Chaos Arthur, whoever it's going to be, most likely a human you know, festival character, and that's probably going to be a big bonus for Rudius as well. But if you guys don't know what Rudius does, is a passive here, increase the hero's basic stats by 10% for every human ally on the battlefield. When a human ally uses a skill, 1 magic orb is applied to the hero before the skill is activated, and when the hero uses a single target attack skill, all magic orbs applied to the hero will be removed. If the hero has 5 magic orbs using a single target attack, additionally increase crit chance and by 50% and damage dealt by 30%. And the magic orbs themselves actually increase heroes' damage dealt with single target attacks. So really strong. He's kind of like a Trader Melee, but the fact that all the magic orbs get instantly removed is a little bit of a detriment. But he's still very strong, obviously. Right? He's going to be a really good character. You know, his Holy Relic here as well increases the hero's attack related stats by 5% for every magic orb. And then another notable thing as well in his kit is he has Infect AoE, which is a very strong skill considering he is a human character, right? That's viable in PvP. In PvE, it's still a strong damaging card, right? It's still really good. And then we have his ultimate here, which is unique as well, applying 1 magic orb on self, increasing damage dealt by 30% for each magic orb, and inflicts damage equal to 350% of attack on all enemies. And this is actually a very strong ultimate even at 1/6. In my experience, I was able to wipe most teams, not most teams in PvP, but I was able to wipe a few, like the ones that I did face, I was able to wipe. And also in PvE, you actually is just like a 1-bang guaranteed as well, like, especially in like Soul and Haughty where you get that like attack related up and you just 1-bang on the wolves on the first floor. Like you can actually one-shot them with this ultimate at 1/6, which is kind of wild. Right, and it's really good. So yeah, Rudius is a really strong character, guys. I would definitely say he is the best character from the collaboration, and that is going to be my tier list, guys. And then obviously Amazing can just go, you know, probably in the well, I don't roll under. We'll just put that's me right there. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be the tier list right there in terms of my ranking for the collab characters. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, what you guys think of my collab ranking, and would you guys place the characters any differently? Let me know. And that's gonna be it. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good rest of your day.